Indian Railways, the lifeline to a nation. It all started in 1853 with a 33 kilometers line covered by 3 locomotives pulling 14 carriages, carrying around 400 guests, which grew into the world's largest passenger railway system, carrying 23 million passengers as well as 3 million tons of freight every day across 66,000 route kilometers and more than 8,000 stations. It's equal to transporting the entire population of Australia every day. Its network of 65,000 kilometers is more than 1.5 times the circumference of Earth. To make it all possible, we run over 21,000 passenger and freight trains daily by pressing into service 10,500 locomotives, 66,000 passenger coaches and 245,000 freight wagons. Indian Railways is part of the select group of billion-plus freight railway systems of the world along with China, Russia and USA. It's been a year of raising the bar and setting new benchmarks. We have moved ahead with speed, efficiency and transparency. Vision, commitment, enterprise and hard work have paid off and the results are showing.
हमारे सुरेश प्रभु जी ने रेलवे में भी सचमुच में उत्तम काम करके दिखाया है। पहले रेलवे का एक्सपांशन, गेज कन्वर्जन, डीजल इंजन से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इंजन की तरफ जाना, इन सारी बाबतों में एक उदासीनता थी। आज गति आई है और उसके परिणाम भी नजर आने लगे हैं।
Always coming across as the right man for the job, never mind how challenging the job appears to be. Well known for his easy accessibility to the public, always welcoming new ideas and viewpoints.
जो भी सांसद हैं या जो भी आम पब्लिक होगी या जो भी अधिकारी होंगे, कर्मचारी मिलते होंगे, उन्हें लगता होगा कि मंत्री से नहीं अपने किसी सहयोगी से मिल रहे हैं।
वो रेल के प्रति, जनता के प्रति, माननीय हम जैसे सब जनप्रतिनिधियों के प्रति पूरे के पूरे समय समर्पित है।
हमें इनके पास जाने में कभी भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं आती। कोई भी अपनी प्रॉब्लम बताता है तो उनको ध्यान से सुनते हैं, तुरंत उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई करते हैं।
Believes in listening to criticism because it helps in reorienting policies for greater common good. After completing his graduation in Mumbai, got a law degree and also became a qualified chartered accountant. A social worker, educationist and practicing chartered accountant before joining politics. A person with the vision and the will for implementing transformational ideas. Not surprising then, Asia Week described him as a nation builder and a future leader.
Leadership, it means that you lead something. So either you can lead a group of people, or if you want to change something big, then you need to lead a large number of people who in turn will bring about an institutionalized structure to make that idea into reality.
Took the plunge into public life because he believed in change.
If you don't make all group of people feeling that this is their idea, take the ownership of that idea, the change will never happen.
From being the youngest chairman of the country's largest cooperative bank, became a 4-time Lok Sabha MP representing Maharashtra. Committed to serving his constituency in Konkan, Maharashtra by ushering in development, which integrates the economic, social and ecological aspects in holistic manner. Was a part of the Vajpayee-led government from 1998 to 2004. Handled environment and forests, power, fertilizers and chemicals, heavy industry and public enterprises. Rated as one of the best performers, acclaimed as a pace setter and a go-getter. Recognized as a thinker and a doer. Served as chairman of the task force for the interlinking of rivers project for resolving India's twin problems of droughts and floods. Lauded as a visionary and a catalyst. As a power minister, enacted the Electricity Act of 2003, imparting a new dynamism to the country's power sector with far-reaching results. was Prime Minister's Sherpa at G20 Summit in Australia because of his deep understanding of global issues, including energy, climate change and infrastructure. Sensitive and sensible, made Indian Railways more environment friendly, guided by a mission to usher in development while preserving the environment.
We have created an environment directorate in the Ministry of Railways for the first time after I became the minister. So greenhouse gas emissions are least when people travel by train as opposed to other modes of transportation. But just because railway is a better mode of transportation doesn't mean that railway should not change the way we are doing our business. So we have decided to change the energy mix. We want to use as much solar energy as possible in the railways. We are trying to use the wind energy. We have started doing energy audits so that we can bring in energy efficiency. All the buildings, we want to use the LED lights. We want to change the facade of the building so that we can use the solar panels on it. We want to do water audit. So water audits are being done. We are trying to conserve water. We are also trying to do afforestation. As you know, the biggest source of carbon sink is forest. So if we can use and plant trees alongside the tracks, we can use the big landmass that we have in the railways to use it as a green cover. We can save a lot of greenhouse gases. We will be able to absorb greenhouse gas emission as a carbon sink. Railways have decided to fight climate change by means of whatever ways possible. We have started a train which is going to go all over the country to create awareness about climate change. So each and our employee will make sure that we significantly put a positive footprint to fight climate change, and that's why we have decided to work on a multi-faro strategy.
We believe that implementation of this multi-pronged strategy will bring down the cumulative greenhouse gas emissions by 33% in 2030 as compared to the 2005 levels. Shri Suresh Prabhu has a refreshingly different approach, believes power is not important but delivery to the people is.
I thank Mr. Prabhu for improving the quality of food on board the trains.
Thanks to Mr. Prabhu, stations and trains are much more cleaner.
धन्यवाद श्री प्रभु, अब ट्रेन का टिकट खरीदना हुआ कितना आसान।
Our mantra for growth is to break free and go beyond. Here is what makes this year special. Our investment is almost double of the average of previous years, a feat never achieved earlier. We will commission over 2,500 kilometer broad gauge lines, almost 30% higher than last year. Next year, we shall commission 2,800 kilometers of track. Electrify 1,600 kilometers, which is the highest ever. Next financial year, it will be 2,000 kilometers. Build more dedicated freight corridors, north-south connecting Delhi to Chennai, east-west connecting Kharagpur to Mumbai, and east coast connecting Kharagpur to Vijayawada. Provide rail connectivity for the ports of Nargol and Hazira. Setting up 2 loco factories with an order book of about Rs 40,000 crore. Ensuring 100% transparency in all operations including online recruitment, e-tendering and decentralization, delegation and devolution of power. All set to achieve annualized power savings of Rs 3,000 crore, which is about 30% of the total traction supply cost. Target an operating ratio of 92% in 2016-17 as against 90% likely to be achieved this year. Installing a high-tech centralized network of 20,000 screens across 2,000 stations known as Rail Display Network for real-time flow of information to passengers. Expanding the railway's freight basket beyond the 10 bulk commodities which enjoy a share of 88%. Promises made, promises kept. Launched Gatiman Express, India's first semi-high-speed train that covers Delhi to Agra in just 100 minutes. Introduced a new train between Varanasi and Delhi, Mahamana Express, with modern refurbished coaches. Installed 2,500 water vending machines at stations. Provided mobile charging points at general class coaches. Enabled online booking of retiring rooms. Online booking of wheelchairs for senior citizens, patients and differently abled passengers. User-friendly ladders for reaching upper berths. Lifts and escalators at all major stations. Ensure all new coaches are Braille enabled to benefit the visually challenged. Provide disposable bedrolls. Set up mechanized laundries to provide clean and hygienic bedrolls. Introduced 1,780 automatic ticket vending machines and 225 cash coin and smart card operated ticket vending machines. Wi-Fi services at 100 stations this year and at 400 more stations in the next 2 years. Redevelopment of 400 stations through public-private partnership. Launched All India 24/7 Safety Helpline number 182. Provided CCTV surveillance at 311 stations. Started CCTV security cover in select coaches for women passengers. Began the SMS-based Clean My Coach service. Extending e-catering services from existing 45 large stations to all 408 A1 and A-class stations. An SMS alert service to inform passengers in advance about their arrival and departure time of trains at starting or destination stations. Unprecedented use of social media for real-time response to passenger needs. Connected Assam's Barak Valley with rest of the country. Also brought Agartala on the broad gauge network. A high-speed passenger corridor from Ahmedabad to Mumbai is being undertaken with assistance from the government of Japan. The account of our achievements must, however, go hand in hand with the reflection on the challenges we face. On the past several decades, railways have been steadily losing ground to roadways as the prime mode of transport, with rail-to-road ratio dropping from 62% in 1980 to 36% in 2012. Congestion is acute in 49% of the sections which are running at 100% or above line capacity, while these sections are completely choked. It's virtually impossible to increase the passenger trains and freight trains, and the punctuality too is affected. The result of all this is a debilitating vicious circle. The solution to the debilitating twin problems of congestion on track and resource crunch demands a paradigm shift in thinking and a move away from the output-oriented approach to the outcome-oriented approach. It requires a readiness to take the less traveled route and cover new ground.
These are challenging times, maybe one of the toughest. At this moment, I am reminded of a former Prime Minister Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's few lines. विपदाएं आती है, आए, हम न रुकेंगे, हम न रुकेंगे. आघातों की क्या चिंता है, हम न झुकेंगे, हम न झुकेंगे. Railway is an organization has stood the test of time due to the sheer grit and commitment of its employees. However, these challenging times require overall of our work culture and ethos cemented over years. Need to reorganize, restructure and rejuvenate. Railway is an organization has stood the test of time due to the sheer grit and commitment of its employees. चलो मिलकर कुछ नया करें. New Nava Arjan. We want to change that and challenge our conventional thinking on freight policies to win back our share on the transportation sector. We will exploit new sources of revenue so that every asset, tangible or non-tangible, gets optimally monetized. New Manak, new norms. We will take a zero-based budgeting approach to the financials in the ensuing year. We will improve our efficiency yardsticks and procurement practices to bring them in line with international best practices. Nava Sanarachna, new structures. Cooperation, collaboration, creativity and communication should be the hallmark of our decision-making and actions. We will revisit all processes, rules and structures to enable this and transformation. We will draw upon our inherent strengths, diverse talents and rich experience to emerge stronger. We are launching 7 missions, and each mission will be headed by mission director reporting directly to the chairman railway board. We will undertake the following mission. One of these is mission 25 ton. To realize the goal of revenue enhancement, a critical step in the direction is to making our infrastructure for 25 ton axle load. It is proposed to introduce 20% freight loading through 25 ton axle load wagons in 2016-17 itself, and target movement of 70% of freight traffic in high axle load by year 1920. Elimination of unmanned level crossing is to train collision avoidance system. Procurement and consumption efficiency to capture the quality of goods and services. We need to bring in our procurement practice in line with international best practice. A mission which is also launched to complement mission 25 ton would be mission Rafatar, which will target doubling average speeds of freight trains and increasing average speed of superfast mail train in the next 5 years. Mission 100, 85% of our traffic originates from private slidings and freight terminals. There are more than 400 proposals under various stages of approval. In the next 2 years, we will commission at least 100 sidings. Mission beyond bookkeeping, which I said last year, that we don't want to work only on changing from single entry to double entry, from cash to accrual, but going beyond it to ensure that we have a further step in establishing an accounting system where outcomes can be tracked to input. The 2 dedicated freight corridors are scheduled to be commissioned in 2019. This should create a new mission to ensure that is also implemented. We are putting them under the mission mode. A system that is efficient and predictable, a system that is sparkling and pristine, where the people of my country feel at ease, where there is a plenty of choice in every sphere of activity and the ease of doing business pervades the entire railway ecosystem. By 2020, we look forward to meeting the long-felt desires of the common man of this country. 1. Reserved accommodation on trains being available on demand. Timetable freight trains with credible service commitments. High-end technology to significantly improve safety record. Elimination of all unmanned level crossings. Punctuality increased to almost 95%. Increase average speed of freight trains to 50 km per hour and mail express trains to at least 80 km per hour. Semi-high-speed trains running along the Golden Quadrilateral, zero direct discharge of human waste. I am happy to say that we have a workforce which is sincere and dedicated. It is my constant endeavor to improve their working conditions so that they continue to serve the organization with dedication.
Of course, no story of Indian Railways will be complete without acknowledging the drive, dedication and determination of the Indian Railways employees. It's their strength and self-belief that will make Indian Railways the preferred mode of transport for the future.
Best performing minister in this government, and I'll start with you.
Suresh Prabhu, Arun Jaitley, Piyush Goyal. I mean, I can go on. There are several very good performing.
For me, it's Nitin Gadkari, Arun Jaitley, and our rail minister, Suresh Prabhu. Mr. Sindhya?
Well, I think there are many, but if you ask me to name, then certainly Suresh Prabhu comes to mind.
The ultimate test for anyone in power is the appreciation received from those in opposition. Shri Suresh Prabhakar Prabhu passes this test with distinction.
Even as the journey continues, I am reminded of Gautam Buddha, who said that whenever one contemplates the journey, there are two mistakes one can make: not starting and not going all the way. We already started the journey, and I intend to go all the way and will not rest till we take Bharatiya Rail to a destination called Samruddhi or success.